said to Chair earlier that you had participated, but you had never yourself led an operation of this nature. Did you not consider yourself duty-bound to communicate with the relevant stakeholders so that you know what to do when you get there, who to contact, and what not to do?
I should have done that, Commissioner. I did not. I took it for granted. I've been watching my members do it all along. I went there and I just did the same.
Because it goes back to that perception you mentioned in your affidavit that the way things were done in this operation leads one to believe that this was all deliberate. This was all part of a plan to seize those drugs, not book them in a police station, book them in a place where they are susceptible to theft and break-ins, and they have disappeared, as we know.
Yes.
Because no proper procedures were followed. Are you even bound by the national instruction applicable to drug seizures as DPCI?
Yes, definitely. The national instructions apply to the police holistically.
Now, sitting here today, focusing only on what you have covered with Advocate Sillo, up to the point where you take the drugs out of the containers.
Yes.
Sitting here today, can you say to us that you complied fully with that national instruction?
Honestly, no, Commissioner.
No.
I haven't complied fully.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kumalo. If we could just then complete this little exercise, and it really is for my benefit to understand how things are done at the DPCI. And as Commissioner Kumalo points out, it starts at the harbor when you open that container. And it stretches all the way to the weekend of the 6th to the 8th of November when there's a break-in at Port Shepstone offices to steal. And we are looking at what happened at which step. And that is the purpose of this exercise.
Yes, Commissioner.
And as Commissioner Kumalo points out, to determine whether or not that eventual theft was purely coincidental or was it set up from the beginning. The answer will depend on the answer to that particular question will depend on the information you provide to the commissioners to make that call.
I understand.
So they would appreciate your assistance.
Yes, Commissioner.
So then staying at page 691, just then we have dealt with the first bullet point in the listing, duties of the inspection team upon inspection of profiled containers at licensed depots, right? And I'll say, to your fairness, there is a notion in the SOP as to what is a profile container. It goes through a process, it's profiled, identified, and then it's selected for inspection. So that is the official process. But I'm sure you'll agree with me that this particular container, through the intelligence of Captain Duma, was quote-unquote profiled. It was one of 10 containers being brought on that vessel, the Ludo.
Yes.
You are aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware.
And it is the only container that you were directed to search.
Yes, that's correct.
Would you accept then, therefore, it was, and I put that in quotation marks, it was profiled?
I would think to some degree, yes, Commissioner.
So then here, in terms of ORS, what would be proper procedure, appropriate procedure for dealing with a profiled container? If you go to the 5th bullet point, at ORS, they say, amongst other things, the type of inspection conducted must be endorsed in the inspection report. You see where I'm reading?
Yes, I can see, Commissioner.
And in parentheses, full unpack, tunnel, or tailboard inspection. Do you know what those are? Are you familiar with the terms?
Yes, I have a vague idea. Tunnel examination, full unpack of the tailboard. I have an idea.
Okay.
Yes.
The bullet points following actually do it for us. I ask because I'm wholly unfamiliar. A full unpack is when all goods in the container is unpacked and placed within the depot facility for easy accessibility and proper inspection of the goods by the inspection teams. Then it adds, and to also allow the capacity of K9 unit to search the container for possible detection of narcotics. Second subpoint, a tunnel examination is when either the right, left side of the container is unpacked in order for easy accessibility and proper inspection of the goods by the inspection teams, and to also allow the capacity of the K9 unit to search the container for possible detection of narcotics. That's, they inform us. Is it correct, would it be correct to conclude that you did, according to this definition, a tailboard inspection of that container?
Yes, it would seem like it wasn't a tunnel inspection, so it was a tailboard. Yes, a full unpacked tunnel. It's one side of it where you open, that's my understanding, I could be mistaken, but we just opened the doors and then we saw what was lying on top. We took it out and then we just merely inspected it at that stage. We didn't do a full unpack. I could be wrong, but that's my layman's understanding of it.
I understood so as well. There is some document we read earlier, and we read that word. I thought that was the understanding. When it's packed at the opening of the container, upon opening the container is the first thing you see.
Yes.
But I'll cross-check that overnight just to confirm. So on that definition, you conducted a tailboard inspection.
Yes,
correct?
Yes, Commissioner, yes.
How did you know at the time that there was nothing beyond what you could see, those bags? Why did you decide that it doesn't require a full unpack or a tunnel as described here?
Okay, just by virtue of my observations, Commissioner.
So what exactly did you observe?
Okay, when we did unpack those 27 canvas bags, you could see these bags of 50-kilo bags of animal feed, and it's got a peculiar smell. It's got a peculiar texture, color, all of that, and you got a little bit of this residue coming out of the bags as well. So that's what I noticed. These bags you could clearly see there were some product. It's got that food kind of smell to it, like dog food sort of. So it was merely by visual observation and looking through and seeing there's no anomalies in the rows that were packed, there's no height differences. It was not a thorough inspection, but we did come back to further inspect it on the 1st of July.
Why? Why did you go back on the 1st of July?
For the purpose of being thorough, to make sure that nothing further was there, also to release this container to the intended consignee.
What I don't understand is why did you not find the need on the 22nd of June to be that thorough? Why did you have this brainwave a week later?
Okay. Commissioner, if you look at it, it was 5,395 50-kilogram bags.
But that you discover only after you unpacked?
No, we had the packing list, Commissioner, so we were aware.
Sorry, if I may say, but you didn't know that on the 22nd of June, did you?
We had the packing list, we
Still.
did know it, yes,
Okay.
yes, Commissioner.
So you were already aware of the number of bags, you just decided you are not doing that unpacking today, you're going to take what you found when you opened the container, seal the container, and you're off, you'll come back on another day. Was that like the approach you adopted for the day?
Yes, but may I clarify?
Okay, absolutely.
Okay. The moving of such a volume of bags, despite what other witnesses may have said here, no warehouse is going to just let you utilize their staff for how many hours when it doesn't benefit them really. So the onus is up to, like, I'll give you an example. When it comes to counterfeit goods, you get the brand attorneys, the brand agents that come through with laborers that they employ for this specific purpose. So it's not light work to move 5,000 somewhat 50-kilogram bags. So if we had done it then, the majority of our labor and our time would have gone, would have been wasted, not wasted, but would have been offloading bags for hours and hours instead of focusing on the narcotics that we've just seized. I was satisfied. My members also did look in there. We sealed the container. So in my mind, we had, and generally rip-on, rip-off works like that, Commissioner. In my experience, what you see in the front of the container, 10 out of 10 times it was what was in the container. So yes, I did not do a proper, thorough unpack or inspection of the rest of the container. I didn't do it at that stage.
You've just said something that I find quite startling. You say that no warehouse is going to allow you to I'll paraphrase, search in the manner in which you want to, if it is not to their benefit. Is that last part that I want to focus on, and there I'm not paraphrasing, those are your words.
Yes.
If it is not to their benefit.
Okay, maybe my choice of word, Chair, was not correct. My point was...
And I say that's startling because I cannot see how crime detection could or is to depend on the benefit of the warehouse.
My apologies, Chair. It's not benefit. The point I was trying to make is that the depots are not forthcoming with laborers if you want to do a full unpack, especially when it comes to voluminous commodities like we did have here. So you need to get your own laborers. You need to get your own manpower to unpack.
It may actually not be a mistake that you say this, because somewhere, let me just look. I hope I won't mess up your probing.
Not at all, Chair.
Ms. Sillo.
Thank you.
So what you just said now actually accords with what you say in your statement. Somewhere in your statement, I hope to find it just now. Somewhere in your statement, you say that you did not want to prejudice the depot, basically, the operations of the depot.
Yes.
So that actually ties in with what you said now about the benefit of the warehouse. This you say in paragraph 21 of your statement. Do you want to go there? There you say, I took the decision not to cordon off and close the depot. I did not want to prejudice the company by closing them down for the rest of the day, as they were not suspects in the matter. So it actually ties in with your statement about the benefit of what you call now the warehouse.
I think
so you were actually not making a mistake when we spoke about the benefit of the warehouse.
it was just a wrong choice of.
But have you had a look at the first two sentences of paragraph 21? Please do so now.
Yes,
Your statement prepared for the commission.
Yes.
But do you see that the two are basically similar in substance?
Yes, I noticed that, sir.
So you should accept when I say to you that when you spoke about the benefit of the warehouse, you are not making a mistake. This is something that's in your head, which is why you would have it in your statement in paragraph 21. It can't be a mistake. You can't repeat the same mistake.
I didn't, that was not my intention when I said benefit.
I mean, when you prepare a written statement, you sit down, you think it through, and then you put, it's no longer pen to paper now, it's clicking keys on your iPad, laptop, or whatever. So you can't talk about a mistake in paragraph 21, can you?
Yes, no, this is not a mistake.
Yeah. Now you've just accepted that this ties in with what you said about the benefit to the warehouse. You remember you just accepted that now.
Yes.
So if it's not a mistake in paragraph 21, it can't be a mistake when you said it here. Can it be?
May I be allowed
to... The two basically say the same thing.
Yes.
So you can't say the one, which is what you just said now, is a mistake. But this one in paragraph 21 is not a mistake.
May I comment to this?
Yes,
Chair?
yes.
Okay, I think the point I'm trying to drive through, Chair, is that not every company has the manpower to spare or to do it efficiently enough, especially with the movement of over 5,000 50-kilogram bags. So that was just my point, that they're not too keen on doing it as well, so that's what I was trying to drive, that is why we didn't do it at that point. We know that normally for this type of unpack, you need to be prepared with your own laborers. So I did not intend that way, but I was mindful, and then in the same breath, I'll say I was mindful, especially at this stage when it came to paragraph 21, about closing this company off for the rest of the day. Yes, I was mindful of that.
I will engage you further. It's just that I do not want to disturb Ms. Silo's probing.
Chair, you may proceed, otherwise we will pick it up again tomorrow, but it's not disturbing my flow at all.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Do you accept that the optimal way to perform the search and work the crime scene was to do that at location? Do you accept that?
Yes,
That is where the container was?
I accept it, Chair.
Or at the most, to just remove it where it was, because you say there was a container this side and another container this side. Maybe to just move it even before opening it to where there would be enough space for you to do a proper cordoning off,
Yes.
correct?
You are correct, Chair.
And would you say there wasn't sufficient space for you to move the container in that manner?
Yes, Chair.
There was.
No, there wasn't.
There wasn't. So all the space that was available was the space where there were containers along each other and not any other space anywhere else within that entire precinct at the depot. Is that what you are saying?
No, I'm not saying that, Chair.
That's exactly what I'm asking you.
Yes,
So
no, they
was
wouldn't.
there space for you to move the container from where there were containers on either side
Yes.
within the precinct?
I didn't fully inspect it, but I would.
No,
think they would have-
no. I'm talking about space. Was there space for that?
I would think so.
So you could have moved the container.
Yes, yes.
And
Chair.
then you would have had enough space to cordon off that area where you had moved it to.
Yes.
Not so.
Yes,
Now you've accepted that the optimal thing for you to do was to do it at location. And now you've just admitted or accepted also that you could have moved it to have enough space to cordon off so that you are not obstructed by containers on either side. So you've accepted that as well. And now you've said, or rather, and not for the sake of it. You do not do that for the sake of it. There are practical considerations for that, correct?
yes,
And for example, there should be no tampering with fingerprints and DNA before the LCRC has checked for these. Is that correct?
yes, that's correct, Chair.
Now, here you did not call LCRC. You've said that. Paragraph 7 of your statement of the 23rd of June 2022. Your statement of 22 June 2022. Paragraph 7. Page 648 of Exhibit File 2.
648.
You say in so many ways that you did not call LCRC, correct?
Yes, yes, Chair.
Here's what you say: I did not request LCRC to attend the scene. The first sentence of paragraph 7. You see that?
Page.
Page 648. Exhibit File 2.
Yes, I see it, Chair.
So now you accept that it's important for the LCRC to check for the DNA and fingerprints on location. The reason for that, obviously, is that there should be no tampering. The LCRC, wherever possible, should be able to uplift the fingerprints and the DNA, if there is any, if there are any.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, Chair.
Now, when exhibits are handled before the LCRC has uplifted the fingerprints and DNA, there are chances, or rather, there may be chances of successfully uplifting these. That is, if the LCRC works on the exhibits before they have been handled or moved.
Yes,
Do you
Chair.
accept?
I do.
Now, but if it's the opposite that has happened, that is, if they have been touched, handled, and moved, or moved, the chances of that happening may be brought to naught. Is that correct?
You are correct, Chair.
Now, at the time you did this, that is, choosing not to call LCRC, handling and moving these exhibits, what were you thinking about the utility of allowing LCRC to first check for fingerprints and DNA? What were you thinking about the utility of that?
Okay. Chair, it's my answer. It may not be accepted well, but in my experience, all of these cases, although, like I indicated, I may not have investigated hands-on these cases, I've inspected them, on numerous occasions. When these cases are generated, I have sight of them. Even if I give you 20 rip-on, rip-off loads that we had addressed or seized, made seizures at, in not one of these cases, not one, have we ever received any feedback by way of LCRC in terms of fingerprints uplifted or DNA. And Chair, I'm going to go a little further to explain why as well. I'm not sure why they didn't give us any feedback, but as a detective, from my point of view, I'm saying you've got a very slim to none chance of objectively linking your suspect to those drugs that were found in a rip-on, rip-off load. There's no way to distinguish between fingerprints or DNA, more especially in the container, fingerprints or DNA that belong to your suspects and those that belong to legitimate port officials who had loaded the legitimate commodity in the container. So I'm not sure whether that plays a role in it, but part of my decision not to call them was based on the fact that out of every single case of rip-on, rip-off that we had handled, we've received nothing by way of fingerprints or DNA.
So Colonel Jacob says, I am taking my own decision and I am not going to allow the ordinary and ordinarily applicable process of having the LCRC to come to the scene and do their work before I handle these goods. I'm taking it upon myself as Colonel Jacob to, or rather not to heed that process. That applies. That is an applicable prescription. I, as Colonel Jacob, am not going to follow that.
Yes. Chair, that's one of those decisions that I said to you I will rule for the rest of my life. So,
you see, the problem is, it may be easy for you to say that that's a decision you'll rule for the rest of your life. The problem is we want to get behind the why. There's a big why in all of this.
yes.
One, I engaged you earlier on the available storage spaces. There as well, by the way, no, I'm talking about my notes. I've not done it yet. I'm talking about my notes.